The Tibet Museum in their latest curation explores Tibet's numismatic legacy by unraveling its cultural and historical tapestry through coins and currency. It highlights the evolution of Tibetan currency as a tangible reflection of the region's diverse influences, providing a unique insight into Tibet's past. To tell us more on these rare collections, the historical background and what they symbolize, I am very happy to have the director of Tibet Museum, Mr. Tenzin Topdhen, in our studio today. Tashtilek and welcome to our program, Topdhen.
Thank you for having me.
I think it's very commendable that Tibet Museum curates interesting and important exhibition for public view back to back. And last time when you were here, we discussed about the Mapping Tibet exhibition. And this time you have the numismatic legacy of Tibet. So can you tell us the importance of numismatic legacy of Tibet in this day and age?
The numismatic heritage of Tibet as a temporary exhibition was curated primarily with the objective of remembering and thank our ancestor, the ancestor who had done a noble deed, back in Tibet for the time immemorial. And particularly if you look at the history from the 1791 onward, when we first have our own self-reliant coin, which we called in Tibetan Choksom Shenga, was one of the most recommendable work, because there onward I think we have more tangible elements to substantiate that Tibet historically was independent. And secondly, through this exhibition, we want to, gratify and thank our beloved donor, because during the course of making of this new Tibet Museum, which is from 2017 to 2022, for the 5 years, we have number of donors, particularly from India, Nepal, and abroad, who have, voluntarily contributed to the making of this museum. And during this course, we got a lot of coins and currencies, and we can't display all of them in our permanent exhibition. And through this temporary exhibition, particularly the coin and currency, we were able to showcase the important contribution. So that is number 2. And the third one is during the course of this making up of or curating this exhibition, we found various challenges. And the most challenging thing was getting the correct information or correct resources. So through this exhibition, we want to make a little bit contribution toward the research field. So these are the 3 main I think objective or the mission of why we host and curate this numismatic heritage of Tibet.
And at the temporary museum right now, what are the broad subsections of numismatic heritage?
Okay, so once a visitor enters this temporary exhibition, what he or she will see is on the right hand side, right at the beginning, we try to showcase the history of coins, how coins were like different kind of coins were there in terms of the historical importance, in terms of the sign and symbol, in terms of their material values, So this is the first section, and then followed by the second section, which encapsulated the currency, how currency was made, and what are the different denomination of currency right from the 19th, 12th onward. And the final section is on the which the visitor will see a large map of Tibet, particularly around Lhasa. What are the 9 different minting places, and also the visitor can be educated through the timeline basis of how the Tibetan numismatic heritage evolved over a period of time. So these are the broad 3 subsection or subcategories of the current temporary exhibition.
So when we talk about the numismatic heritage of Tibet, we are taken back to to many years back, right, in the history. So can you tell us the brief history of numismatic heritage of Tibet and how far it goes back?
So as I said, out of these three broad subsections, one is on the timeline of how the numismatic heritage evolved. So to give you a snapshot of what exactly happened in this timeline is the Tibetan numismatic heritage can be, brought back to the 4,000 years ago kind of, in the timeline where most of the Tibetans, the way of transaction happened through the cowrie shell. In Tibetan we call it tumbu, and this act as the the transactional value system. And before that, before the barter system as well, we have the animals, salt, and also some nuts. By and large, it is the commodities which were transacted as a value to make sure that the transaction happen. And the next era happens at the 4th century when Purgil Empire captured part of Tibet. And during that time, gold was transacted as a goods. So gold was the prime transactional value. And then followed by the 7th century, where King Songtsen Gampo, under his leadership, the legal code of conduct was introduced, where there was further standardization of the transaction. And in Tibetan we call it Jelshor Deksum. So primarily it tried to standardize the length, volume, and weight of all the substances. And then during the mid 17th century till the end of the 8th century, for around 150 years, the Tibetan largely the transaction happened through the mohar coins of the three major kingdom of Newari, which in the current Nepal it is called the Kathmandu, Patan, and Bhaktapur. So from these three the kingdom, large mohar coins were used as the transactional value. But unfortunately, due to the Gorkha Tibetan conflict, finally in 1791, under the leadership of great 8th Dalai Lama and Jambel Gyatso, we ceased to use the Nepal mohar coin, and there comes our first self-reliant coin, which we call it Choksum Shenga, so which was in Tibetan year, but if we convert it into the Western year, it comes to 1791. So there onward we have our own first coin. And after that we have the Kanden Tamka and some Kesan Tamka, which was to standardize and make it more I should say more acceptable to the larger audience. And till date we have around and from 1791 till Chinese force came to Tibet, we have around 12 different silver coins and around 8 to 9 different copper coins, and one I think one gold coin as well. And around and under the leadership of 13th Dalai Lama, we started making the paper currency. That is in year 1912 onward. So if you look at the different denomination of paper currency, we have around 12 different paper currency which were printed inside Tibet.
Okay, so Topdhen, you mentioned about minting place in Tibet, right? Most probably in the central part, in the capital Lhasa. So can you tell us about the major minting sites in Lhasa?
Yeah, so after the Gorkha Tibet conflict, we become self-reliant and we start minting coins and currencies. So first coin minted in Tibet was right at the vicinity of the Potala, which we call Shödebe. So where we minted the first Tibetan coin, that is the Choksum Shenga. But to mass produce it, we cannot do it at the midst of city. we then did the mass production at the Kongpo Gyamdazong. Why we took that place is because that is the abundance of the fuel. Primarily, there are a lot of trees over there, so that helps in mass producing the the first coin. So that's how the coin name got into the Kongpo Tamka, and then followed by the Dakpo Gyamdazong. Dakpo Gyamdazong, where we have a lot of pink shock tree bark. So because of that, most of the paper currencies were from the Dakpo area, and also we have the Trapji minting place, where we produce few of the coins and currencies. And one very amazing thing was right at the border of Tibet and the India, which is the Tromo, which we call Chumbui Valley, which act as the the place where we produce copper sheet, because it is near to the Indian market. So there we make a huge copper sheet, and this copper sheet were then converted into the coin shape, and the final the inscription on the the die is done in the Tibet, that in Lhasa. And the minting place, one of the important minting place is the Topdhen minting place, which started in 1907 till 1930. It is situated in the northeast of Lhasa, and this was under the 13th Dalai Lama, and there were around 100 staff and 35 different hand machines that that people worked over there. And at around 1923 it got advanced, and they have acquired like Teller and Challen Limited machine press gun from the British India. And further, in 1928 they have shifted it into the hydroelectric power transmission of coin striking process. So this Topdhen area minting place was one of the major minting place where most of the coins were minted over there. And then in 1918 we have the first and the last Tibetan gold coin. Yeah.
So talking about the star object of this exhibition, what is that?
Okay, so to me almost all of them are star object, but if I have to pick one, it would be the Chönga Nyirshi, which falls under the family of Kongpo Tamka. So this was donated by the Secretary of Office of His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kongpo Lobsang Jimbala, and also the Sonam Rabgel Devasang from America. So we were fortunate to get two of these coins, and we displayed them as the sign of patriotic coin, and this to me is a star object of this exhibition.
Okay, and so Topdhen, can you tell us why one should visit and donate coin and currency to this temporary exhibition?
Okay, so why one should visit the temporary exhibition is because, as I said, there are a lot of fact and figures one can take from the digital platform and other books. But as I said, the Tibetan numismatic heritage, on the Tibetan numismatic heritage, there are very less resources, and this museum acts as the first step towards making it more resourceful to the researchers and academicians. So we having a lot of the artifact in terms of coin and currency, the researcher can directly come and engage with us, and they can look at what are the inscription, what are the sign of independence that is inscribed on the coins and currencies. So this is just a starting point to the academician world. So not only to the academician world, but to the Tibetan youngsters to come and rejoice their the ancestral, the phenomenal work that they did in during the late 18th century onward. So that is the main reason why primarily the Tibetan visitors should come and celebrate this temporary exhibition. And why one should donate to the Tibet Museum, I think this is one and only, the museum which is the authentic museum of the Central Tibetan Administration here in exile community. And we not only, keep the artifact with us, but we make sure that they are preserved in most, the formidable condition. And thereby we preserve it, and we try to connect it to the younger generation and also to the foreign audience through this temporary exhibition and traveling exhibition. So we not only conserve it, we try to connect it to the audience. So I think it makes a lot of sense for the donor to come and donate to us, because we'll keep it for the long period of time, and we'll also in timely basis we try to showcase the important historical evidence through these donated artifacts.
You did mention earlier about the challenges of opening or curating this particular exhibition on numismatic. So can you tell us in a little bit more in detail what are the challenges of acquiring and getting hands on the very old currency or coins at this time?
Okay, so I think majorly there are two major challenges that we faced during the time of curating this exhibition. One was, as I said earlier, the lack of resources. So when we ideate the curating of numismatic heritage, we found only two book published. Those were the Tibetan, the currency of Tibet, and the study of Tibetan paper money by Wolfgang Berscher. So that too, the foreign author. And the second major challenge is, if you look at the digital platform, most of the articles and research paper are inspired by or either sponsored by the Chinese propaganda machineries. So to us it was very difficult to filter all of them, and what we did was, rather than sticking to these articles, we tried to interview the people who came from Tibet to India, who have experienced and lived with these coins and currency. So it was through the storytelling mechanism we built this, or we curate this exhibition.
Overall, what does Tibet having or possessing the its own currency way back in the 18th century mean, and what does it prove?
Tibetan currency way back in 18th century means that it is self-determined and self-governing, and it's independent in nature. Why it is independent in nature is, first is the sovereignty symbol. Having the currency means you have ability to control the monetary policy through your own governing body. Second one is the international trade. Having the own currency and coin means, with this tangible symbol, you can do the international trade around the neighboring countries. And the third and most important thing is the cultural identity. Most of the coins and currencies, they have the cultural significance. They are inscribed by the unique cultural elements during that era. Like we have the 8 auspicious sign behind most of the coins, and also we have the snow lines, we have the dharma wheels. So these signs and symbols are the pride and identity of a nation. So coins and currency doesn't only means the transactional or the face value, but they are more than that. What are they? They signifies the independence, they signifies the sovereignty, they signifies the self-determination to do the domestic as well as international trade. And also, if you look at the 193 nations that is under the United Nations, if we ask all of them what are the main three elements which signifies the independence of each country, I think their numismatic heritage will come at the top.
Topdhen, so it is always wonderful having you on our program, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. It's all my delight.
To enhance the visitor experience, the exhibition fosters a deeper appreciation of Tibet's currency through interactive displays, multimedia presentations, and testimonials. The exhibition will be open for public viewing from 6th January to 15th March. Thank you for watching, and see you all in the next episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV.